Scrappers, this is Tom from iScrap, and this is something that I don't think I thought I would ever get to talk about, but I got fan mail. Wow, I feel so cool, and I'd like to thank Gerald for sending this nice letter and asking a couple of questions. And Gerald just said that he loves watching our videos on YouTube and learning about scrap and wanted to ask us a couple of questions that we could help highlight. So Gerald, I'm going to take your questions, I'm going to make them into a quick answer, and we'll go from there. First question, why does metal prices go up when gas prices go up? To me, it makes more sense if metal is up when gas is down because they can move more scrap cheaper when the gas prices are down. Now, that is a good logic, Gerald, but one thing to think about is when the gas prices go up, it costs more money to move material, and that generally has to get offset somewhere. And what do I mean? If the gas prices and the oil prices are up, that means all types of transportation costs are going to cost more. It's going to cost more for the scrap yard to ship it to the mill. It's going to cost more for the mill to be able to refine it. While there are a lot of electric furnaces out there that are melting the steel, some of them still are using energy, and those energy costs are going to go up. Those have to be offset to the consumer. This way the mill, the scrapyard, continue to make money. After the mill takes that material, it's going to cost more to ship it, so they need to add that onto the metal costs. Now your new cold rolled steel or other I-beams are going to be delivered to somewhere where they're going to have to unload them, which will use forklifts or large trucks or cranes. That's going to use energy and fuel. That's going to cost more money. They unload them, they process them, they ship them out. That truck then is going to cost money. So you have 5 to 7 different trucks or vehicles touching something, and every time the fuel costs go up, those have to be added on, so the scrap price goes up as well because you just have additional prices. That's why you saw in 2021 such an increase in prices, not because things changed, but because moving things changed. And fuel prices affect everything from labor to electric bills to your gas bills and everything else. So hopefully, Gerald, that answers your question. Second question, when they have a wildfire in California or tornadoes in Arkansas, does that affect the scrap prices around the United States? Because there's so much metal when the cleanup efforts take place. Now, this is another great question, but you have to think about usage versus prices. When those horrible events take place, any natural disaster, it creates a lot of scrap, but it also creates a lot of garbage. And now a lot of houses that get affected are going to be primarily made from wood or concrete and not as much metal. If you're talking about heavy industrial buildings, unless you have an entire state wiped out, and we pray that that never happens, small areas that are getting affected and have thousands of tons of steel that are, created become scrap, that doesn't really affect the metal prices. You're looking for larger worldwide consumer demand. Those are the things that are going to affect the metal prices opposed to natural disasters. Now, natural disasters like when you had Hurricane Katrina happen, when it affected an entire residential area, again, not a lot of metal, more debris and garbage created, and then you need things like sheetrock, wood studs, and other concrete to be able to rebuild, so the metal efforts of recycling isn't nearly as much as you would think. Wildfires would affect wood, so that's not going to have a heavy impact. And even if it does, the commercial areas compared to the residential areas are a very small percentage of the land. So even if you have an entire commercial area wiped out, the amount of metal that's going to be created from it is not going to really affect the worldwide scrap markets. So hopefully, Gerald, these answered a couple of your questions. Thank you so much for sending your letter and your note in. We hope that you enjoyed our answers. Any more questions, let us know. Until next time, I'll scrap you later. Thanks for checking out our scrap videos. By becoming a Patreon supporter today, you'll be entered into monthly giveaways for tools and other products to help you make more money with your scrap.